Imagine a future where your home is built layer by layer by a giant printer, faster and potentially cheaper than traditional methods. 3D printed homes are gaining traction as a solution to housing shortages, using innovative technology to create structures from concrete. This script explores the companies driving this change, the technology behind it, investment possibilities, and the challenges that come with it. Welcome back to your tech, and please enjoy. Several companies are at the forefront of 3D printed home construction. Icon, based in Texas, partnered with Lennar to create the world's largest 3D printed community in Georgetown, Texas, with 100 homes, 75% of which are already sold. Apis Core, another American company, is known for building a house in just 24 hours, while Mighty Buildings in California focuses on modular, sustainable homes. SQ4D, headquartered in New York, uses 3D printing for full-size concrete houses, emphasizing speed and safety. These companies are pushing the boundaries, with projects ranging from affordable housing to international developments in Europe and New Zealand. The technology behind 3D printed homes involves large robotic printers that extrude concrete layer by layer, forming walls according to a digital blueprint. This process, known as additive manufacturing, can build a home in days rather than months, with research suggesting cost savings of up to 30% compared to traditional construction. The homes often feature a unique ribbed texture, are energy efficient, and can be solar-powered, as seen in the Texas community where residents report low electric bills, like Holly Feekings with a $26 bill last month. Investing directly in 3D printed homes is challenging, as there are few pure-play public companies. However, you can consider construction firms like Lennar, which is involved in these projects. Private startups like Icon and Mighty Buildings may offer opportunities through venture capital or crowdfunding, but these are less accessible to the general public. The growth of this sector could benefit related industries. So keeping an eye on 3D printing ETFs like PRNT, which includes broader manufacturing companies, might be an option, though they aren't construction-focused. While promising 3D printed homes face hurdles, regulatory challenges are significant, with no universal building codes yet, making permits difficult to obtain. Concerns include the long-term durability of concrete structures, aesthetic limitations like less smooth finishes, and potential job losses in construction due to automation. Some critics question public acceptance, though resident feedback is generally positive, with Pierre Megy praising the tall ceilings and energy efficiency. The evidence leans toward these being solvable issues, but they require ongoing research and adaptation. The landscape of 3D printed home construction is driven by innovative companies, each contributing to the field's growth. Icon, a Texas-based startup, has made headlines with its partnership with Lennar, the nation's second-largest home builder, to create a 100-home community in Georgetown, Texas, part of the Wolf Ranch development. This project, completed and mostly sold by March 2025, features 2- and 3-bedroom models, starting at just under $400,000, with plans for a second, larger, and cheaper development. Apis Core, based in Melbourne, Florida, is noted for its ability to build a house in 24 hours, showcasing the speed of 3D printing technology. Mighty Buildings, located in California, focuses on modular homes using a thermoset composite material, claiming 99% less waste and a lower carbon footprint than traditional methods. SQ4D, headquartered in New York, emphasizes full-size concrete houses, with their ARCS printer capable of building homes in hours, not days, and exceeding industry standards for compressive strength. Other notable players include Alquist 3D, which completed the first owner-occupied 3D printed home in 2021, and international companies like Perry Group in Germany and Bemore 3D in Spain, expanding the global reach. Recent projects highlight the scale of adoption. For instance, Nidus 3D completed North America's first 3-story 3D printed house near Toronto, covering 420 square meters with 4 apartments, using a Cobod printer. Leadhouse plans to 3D print 100 modular houses per year in Portugal, while QRox finished the Southern Hemisphere's largest 3D printed building in New Zealand, demonstrating international interest. Hive 3D and Eco Material Technologies are working on near-zero carbon 3D printed homes, aligning with sustainability goals. These developments suggest a broadening scope, with NASA also funding a $57 million project for moon-side 3D printed infrastructure, indicating potential beyond Earth. The technology behind 3D printed homes, often referred to as 3D concrete printing 3DCP, involves large robotic printers that extrude a paste-like mixture, typically concrete, layer by layer, following a digital blueprint. This additive manufacturing process contrasts with traditional construction, which relies on manual stacking of materials like bricks or cinder blocks. The printers, such as Icon's Vulcan 2 or SQ4D's RCS, can operate 24 hours a day, reducing labor needs to as few as 3 people on site, potentially cutting costs by up to 70% compared to traditional methods. The concrete used, like Icon's Lavacrete, is designed for stiffness and shape retention, enabling the creation of complex curvilinear shapes that are harder to achieve traditionally. Benefits include significant time savings, with homes potentially built in 24 hours to 3 weeks, excluding finishes, compared to months for traditional builds. Cost estimates vary, but research suggests a 30% reduction in building costs, with Icon reporting $25 per square foot for walls and $80 per square foot, including foundation and roof, compared to traditional costs, often exceeding $100 per square foot. Sustainability is another advantage. With near-zero carbon homes and reduced waste, as seen in Mighty Building's claims of 99% less waste. Resident feedback from the Texas community highlights energy efficiency, with Holly Feekings reporting a $26 electric bill last month, and Pierre Magier appreciating tall ceilings and temperature retention. However, the technology has limitations. It's generally restricted to single-story structures, with multi-story builds requiring traditional methods for upper levels. Insulation and finishes, like roofing and windows, are not 3D printed, adding complexity, and the layer-by-layer process can result in a ribbed texture that may require additional finishing work. Investing in 3D printed homes is currently limited, as there are few publicly traded companies focused solely on this niche. Lennar, a major home builder, is involved through its partnership with Icon for the Texas community, offering an indirect investment option. Private startups like Icon, Mighty Buildings, and SQ4D are raising funds through venture capital. But these opportunities are less accessible to individual investors. The 3D printing ETF offered by ARK Invest includes companies like 3D Systems and Stratasys, but these are more focused on industrial and consumer 3D printing, not construction. Research suggests potential growth in the sector, with the global construction robot market projected to grow nearly 20% in the next 5 years, but direct investment remains challenging. For those interested, monitoring startups for potential IPOs or considering real estate investments in 3D printed communities could be avenues, though they come with risks, including regulatory uncertainty and market acceptance. The ESG Housing Inc. article notes the potential for game-changing impacts, but advises caution due to early-stage challenges. Despite the promise, 3D printed homes face several challenges. Regulatory hurdles are significant, with no universal standards, and local building codes are still adapting. For instance, obtaining permits for 3D printed constructions is complex due to the lack of appropriate legislation for electrical, plumbing, and structural soundness. The AP News article highlights that 3D printing isn't recognized by international building codes, adding red tape. Technical limitations include concerns about durability, with concrete curing slowly and handling moisture differently than wood, potentially leading to cracks. Aesthetic issues arise from the layer-by-layer construction, resulting in a less smooth finish that may not appeal to all, though advancements are addressing this. Job displacement is another controversy, with 3DCP potentially reducing blue-collar construction jobs, though it may create new roles in programming and operating printers. Skepticism exists around claims, with some companies accused of exaggerating capabilities, like Icon's claim of printing a home in 24 hours without documentation. Public acceptance is debated, with education campaigns needed to shift perceptions from novelty to practicality, and ongoing research is addressing material science and reliability. As of April this year, the field is advancing with the Georgetown, Texas community marking a milestone and plans for a second, cost-reduced development with 200 homes, expected to have construction costs. Multi-story projects like Nidus 3D's three-story house near Toronto show technological progress and international efforts, such as Lighthouse's plans in Portugal and Cuorox's project in New Zealand, indicate global interest. Canada's PM pledged $36.8 million in March 2024 for innovative housing tech, including 3D printing signaling policy support. The future seems likely to see wider adoption, with improved materials but ongoing challenges in material science and design adaptability. As research continues, 3D printed homes could address housing crises, offering affordable, sustainable options, though regulatory and public acceptance hurdles remain to be fully resolved. 3D printed homes represent a transformative approach to housing, with companies like Icon, Apis Core, and Mighty Buildings driving progress through innovative projects. The technology offers speed, cost savings, and sustainability, but faces challenges in regulation, durability, and public acceptance. Investment opportunities are emerging, particularly through related public companies, while controversies highlight the need for ongoing research and adaptation. As of April 2025, recent developments suggest a promising future, potentially addressing global housing shortages, though the journey is complex and multifaceted. Thanks for watching your tech. Please come see our other videos.